Jeffersonville won the toss. They elected to receive. Will defend the south goal, which is the goal to the left of your television screen. And Providence will be with their backs to the north goal to the right of your television screen. Let's take a quick look at the expected lineups for the two teams tonight. Defensively for Providence across the front in a six-man line will be number 7. That's Sean Colon, a 6 foot, 165-pound senior. Number 73, Buskill, David Buskill, 6 foot, 225-pound senior. Number 66, Joe Nichols, a 6 foot, 180-pound junior, will be joined by number 65, Scott Cooley, 5'10", a 160-pound senior. Number 85, Rieger, Todd Rieger, 6 foot 2, 170-pound senior. And number 30, that'll be Otto, Sean Otto, a 5'9", 140-pound junior. At the linebackers, number 33, Scott Murphy, 5'9.5", 160-pound sophomore. Number 50, Kent Blunk, 5'9", 180-pound senior. Number 89, Chris Hughes, and number 9, Chris Klinger, will be in the defensive backfield along with free safety number 28. That is Mark Stemler, a 5'6", 142-pound junior. Let's look offensively at the Red Devils. Anchoring the middle of that offensive line, number 60 is Sean Smith. He is a 6'1", 174-pounder. In the guard positions, number 62, Schroeder. That's Don Schroeder, 5'11", 236-pound senior. At the other guard, number 64, Robert Hanley, a senior, 6'1", 294 pounds. At the tackles, left tackle 65, Marcus Edwards. He's a 5'8", 205-pound senior. The other one, Tony Garrett, number 73. Garrett is a 5'8", 177-pound senior. At the quarterback, it'll be number 12, the senior quarterback, Rusty Settles, who is 5'8", a 165-pound senior, as we said. In the backfield, number 21, Kevin Gales, a 6'1", 175-pound senior. Number 31, Andrew Williams, a 6', 187-pound junior. And number 48, Mike Merriweather. Merriweather is 5'10", 180-pound junior. At the tight end, it'll be number 3, Bruce Griffiths, a 6'1", 152-pound senior. And at the split end, number 18, Jermaine Ross. Ross is a 6'1", 165-pound senior. Teams are coming out onto the field. And we can tell you that as of game time, number 99, Darren Pache, the 5'10", 185-pound senior running back who does a lot of the kicking for Providence, is out tonight with an injury. He will not even dress, as I understand it. Rob Rosenberger will handle the kickoff chores for the Pioneers of head coach Gene Sartini, now in his 18th season. Head coach Bill Ware, much his junior in experience, looking for his 51st victory tonight as he got to the 50 mark last year with a win over Bedford. Rosenberger gets the signal, forward, toe meets ball, a good end-over-end kick coming down to about the 12-yard line, taken by Ross, comes straight up the field, met head-on at the 30-yard line, dives forward to about the 32 where he's stopped by number 30. That's Sean Otto. And Jeff will have it first down, 10 yards to go on their own 32-yard line. And the first play from scrimmage will begin with Smith, number 60, out over the ball. Settles, sets his team. They're in that wishbone. They shift out into a I formation with a slot to the right. In motion goes Gales to the far side of the field, and off the left side too soon comes Jermaine Ross, and Jeff will experience a penalty on the first offensive play of the game. 5 yards will move them back to the 27-yard line, making it first down and about 15 to go. Make it exactly first down and 15 to go, not about. Just underway here in the ball game at Blair Field in Jeffersonville. Settles again, shifts into that I formation, and Gales goes In motion to the left, the handoff goes to Merriweather. He's hit in the backfield. Let's see who got to him first. I believe that was Cooley. No, it was number 85, Todd Rieger. Rieger coming in from a defensive end position, or defensive tackle position, got into the backfield and dropped Merriweather for a loss of 2 yards on the play. Jermaine Ross now coming to the sidelines. He'll discuss the timing of that play with him. Make it 2nd down, 17 to go. Jeff sputtering on the opening possession of the ball game. There's a handoff going over the right side on the dive. Looked like Kevin Gales into the middle of that line. He picked up about 4 yards out to the 30-yard line. Pick it about 3rd and 13. It's actually spotted short of the 30-yard line. Still 3rd down, 13 yards to go. An obvious passing situation. Here's one of his 10 passes. Never happened. There's the option play coming to the side. Gales takes the pitch out, going wide, and he gets up across the 40-line to about 40-yard line to about the 40. They're going to mark it right on the 40-yard line, I believe. It's going to put him about 2 yards short of the 1st down. So here's the first opportunity. Going to gamble? No. Behringer, number 8, will go into the ball game and handle the punting chores. Head coach Bill Ware taking no chances in this ball game for a bad snap with a wet ball. Behringer standing back on his own 25-yard line, back to receive for Providence, standing at about the 30-yard line. There's offsides on the part of, there's a block kick by number 33, Murphy, and he takes it into the end zone. A touchdown, Providence. Scott Murphy got in and blocked that kick. I think Behringer was lost for a moment as to whether or not he ought to kick it when he saw the flag go up in the air. He hesitated momentarily, and Murphy just blasted up the middle and right at the ball, got his hands on it, rolled backward, offside on Jeff, declined by Providence, and Providence draws first blood here with 9:25 left to go in the first quarter of play. Murphy on a block punt, and they're going to try the extra point. Let's see how they're going to do it. Timeout is going to be called by Providence as Rosenberger was going to town, and now they're indicating the timeout is Jeffersonville. We'll be back. 6-0. Providence leads it after this timeout for these commercial words. This is Indiana Commercial. Rob Rosenberger tried the extra point conversion. He was wide to the left, and the score remains Providence 6, Jeffersonville nothing, as the Pioneers, big underdogs in this ball game, have shocked the Jeff fans here this evening and probably the Jeff squad as they've blocked a kick early in the ball game and taken it on in for a score. Providence will kick off once again. Again, number 5, Rosenberger, handling the kickoff chores. Jeff Bannett, number 15, the check man. Deep for Jeffersonville, number 18, Jermaine Ross, and looks like number 21, Kevin Gales. They're bringing it up. Ross has it, gets out over the 20, out to about the 24-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. They're marking it at the 24, so Jeff will take over. First down, 10 yards to go on their own 24-yard line. Another decent kick by Rob Rosenberger. Settles, brings him out. There's a handoff to the first man through. Williams. He picked up about 3 yards on the play, make it 2nd down and 7 yards to go. In on the tackle, number 50, Kent Blunk. Again, Settles sets his team. There's a pitch out, going out to Merriweather. He's trying the left side, and he's going nowhere as they run him out of bounds right at the marker. And he's smothered by number 85, Chris Hughes. A pickup on the play of about 1 yard, make it third down and about 6 yards to go for the first down. Jeff having problems moving this ball in the early stages of the ball game. Jermaine Ross in, number 85. Tim White, a 5'10", 134-pound senior, comes to the bench. Ross split to the near side of the field. Settles going back, looking downfield. He has a man open. It's Ross. He gets it right at the 40-yard line. He's driven out of bounds. It should be enough for the first down. A good pass from Rusty Settles to Jermaine Ross, so Ross picks up his 6th reception of the year. Run out of bounds by number 88, Sam Powers. Matt Klinger also assisting on the tackle. First down for Jeff. That's their first down of the ball game. 8 minutes and 29 seconds remaining here in the first quarter of play. At Blair Field is Sean Smith, number 60, out over the ball. Hanley and Schroeder by his side at the guard position. Here's a handoff to the last man through, and he's swamped right at the line of scrimmage by Chris Hughes, number 85. At the bottom of the pile, number 65, Cooley. Little if no gain. Perhaps even a loss of about a yard on the play. Make it second down and 11 yards to go. Settles looking for the play. Finally brought in by number 65, Marcus Edwards. A very good pass play on that first down that Jeff got. There's Settles going back to pass again. He's caught. He scrambles away, and he can't get back to the line of scrimmage. He gets back to about the 38-yard line. Let's see where they put it down, and a flag is thrown after the ball, a dead ball. 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, that's a personal foul. Jeff starting to walk backwards. They're talking it over with number 12, Matt Klinger. Personal foul.
That came so late, Gil. You have to wonder if that wasn't somebody venting some frustration there in that crowd of red jerseys.
It's too early in the game to vent frustration.
That's
you
true.
do that down at the end of the ball game if you have to do it at all.
I think the wet conditions, the rain had a bit to do with Settles slipping back there. He shook a tackler. Looked like he was going to make it out of the pocket. He had a little bit of daylight.
Third down, 28 yards to go as Jeff picks up a 15-yarder on that infraction. Settles in the pro set now. There's the handoff going to the left side to Gales. No, it couldn't be Gales. He's back here. That's Williams, Andrew Williams. Number 31, the ball carrier, the junior. Picks up a couple of yards on the play, on the counter. Make it fourth down, and Behringer, number 10, or 8, is back at about his own 10-yard line in punt formation. It's his second punt. He gets this one away. Good punt coming way back, driving the receiver back to the 34-yard line is Klinger. He goes down the right side, and he's upended, and a flag is thrown. Another flag. Now, in the area of the throw, that looks like clipping. Let's see what they call it. Klinger was driven clear back to his own 34-yard line, took that ball. Officials now preparing to move the ball back. There's the step off. Goes back to the 33-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. And it was a clipping penalty, as the official now gives us the sign from down on the field. Well, the Pioneers will have it. And this is their first offensive play of the ball game.
Well, the last time we saw Providence play, their defense accounted for most of their offense.
Sean Colon, the quarterback, sends Klinger, number 12, in motion to the far side of the field, and a whistle before they can get started. Number 44, Brian Raymond, a 5'10", 151-pound junior who we did not see play at Mitchell, is in the ball game for Jeffersonville at one of the running back positions. The official is calling for his timeout. His timeout. Well, they blew that play dead. Remains first down, 10 yards to go. 6:19 remaining in the first quarter of play here at Blair Field. Don't see any rain falling at the present time. Klinger now goes in motion again to the far side of the field. Here's a pitch back to Raymond. A pass, end over end, picked off by Jermaine Ross, and he had it and dropped it. Looked like he decided not to catch it.
Darn near looked that way. I don't know why he wouldn't have wanted it on the 50-yard line.
On second down? I can see that on fourth down, but not on second down. Whatever. Jermaine Ross had the ball in his hands and looked like he just threw it to the ground before he had possession. So it goes as an incomplete pass. Nonetheless, brings up a second down, 10 yards to go. As Stemler, number 28, goes to the sidelines. Number 58, Tom Hartsfield, is the big center. 225-pound senior is Sean Colon. Calls the signals. Klinger now reverses his motion. Colon going back, puts the ball out to the left side, intended for Klinger. He couldn't keep his footing, covered in there by number 37. Defensively for Jeff, Travis Givens, a 6', 165-pound senior, at the strong safety. Oh, third down, 10 yards to go. Pioneers on their first offensive possession, but they do lead in the ball game. Split to the near side, number 89, Chris Hughes, as Colon calls the signals. Here's the handoff right up the middle to Raymond, and he's hit as he crosses the 35-yard line. At about 36 is where they're going to mark it. A pickup on the play of about 3 yards. Make it fourth down and about 6 yards to go for the first down. So Jeff's receiving team comes in, going back. Number 18, Jermaine Ross, and number 35, Bob Schaefer. Rosenberger at his own 22 gets off a high spiral. Now all of a sudden Jeff doesn't know who wants it. Finally it's picked up by Ross going downfield, and he's got no blocking out in front, and he smothered it about the 28-yard line. Led in there by, once again, number 65, Scott Cooley. I made the comment in the pregame show, you've got to check him and make sure you check him properly, or you're not going to keep Cooley out of tackling a lot of people tonight. So far, he hasn't been checked properly. He's been on quite a few. Jeff's got it. First down, 10 yards to go. The official scoreboard showing fourth down and 7, but that's for the previous play that Providence had. They break the huddle as the clock comes down under the 5-minute mark and settles. Now has them in the pro set. Merriweather slotted to the right. Gales takes the pass, and he's hit in the backfield, but his forward motion carries him out to the line of scrimmage. Number 44, Brian Raymond, putting the stop on him, but not before he picked up about 3 yards on the play. Make it second down and 7 yards to go. The ball now resting on the 32-yard line of Jeffersonville. The Red Devils have yet to get into Providence territory. Settles in the wishbone. Goes Merriweather to the left, gets a good block out in front, but the blocker went right past the first man, and that's the man that hit him. Coming up off the bottom of the pile, number 85, That's Todd Rieger. Number 89, Chris Hughes, also in on the tackle. And I'll lay you 10-1. I'm not a betting man, obviously, Paul, but I'll lay you 10-1. The 65 was there somewhere.
I believe you're right.
Third down, 4 yards to go on a pickup of about 3 on that play. Clock continues to run now at 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go. First quarter of play, Friday evening. Nice weather for football. Settles going back, looking down over the middle, and the pass intended for number 3. That's Bruce Griffiths. But a little bit out in front of him and a little bit low. Settles had the line, but he didn't have the distance, and the pass falls harmlessly to the grass, making it 4th down, 4 yards to go. And once again, number 8, Tom Berenger, will have to come in and put the toe to the ball and turn it over to the Pioneers. Number 44, Brian Raymond, back in punt formation. Kicks coming to Klinger, number 12. That's Matt Klinger. He takes it, drops it, and they're running for it. Let's see. Believe Jeff got it. They do. That's the official. He fumbled it. He came up short on it as he moved in quickly to catch it. His foot went out from under him, and the wet grass has taken its toll now on Providence as they commit a costly turnover, giving Jeff their first possession inside Providence territory, and they'll have it right at the 35-yard line. Is that where they're going to mark it? Well, it's just short of the 35. Mark at the about the 34-yard line. Now they move it in to about the 34, so Jeff has it. First down, 10 yards to go. First big break in the ball game for Jeffersonville, now on the wishbone. Settles to the second man through. That's Merriweather, and he carries it up inside the 30-yard line. They'll probably mark it right at the 30 where his knee touched. That's where the official is standing. Pickup on the play of about 4 yards. Second down, 6 yards to go. Scott Gardner, a 6'1", 225-pound senior lineman, coming in with the play. Gives it to Settles. He passes it along to the team, and they break the huddle and come up to the line. There's the handoff again to the second man through. That's Kevin Gales. He gets down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Another pickup on the play of about 3 yards. Make it 3rd down and 3 for the first down. Don Schroeder now bringing in the play. Schroeder and Gardner are the message carriers for head coach Bill Ware of Jeffersonville. 2 minutes exactly remaining first quarter of play. Providence leads it 6-0. Settles again, the second man through. Gales now decides to go on the outside, and he's hit out there and finally brought down. Let's see who wrestled him down finally. Number 28, Stemler. He shook Klinger, number 12, but Stemler got a hold along with Kent Blunk, number 50, and number 66. That's Joe Nichols.
That was a good effort by Gales.
He got up just enough for the first down, make it first down, 10 yards to go. The ball now resting at 23. Paul?
Gales looked to me, Gil, like he was caught for a loss there. And on this slippery surface, somehow managed to get enough footing to pull some defenders, some tacklers with him and get around that end. That was a great effort.
He changed his mind on the direction of running as the play began, and that's where he got himself into trouble. Here's a pitch back to Merriweather, trying the right side, cuts inside, gets a good block. It's down inside the 10-yard line to about the 9. Good run by Mike Merriweather. And no flag on the play. That'll be another first down for Jeff. Jeff now is sustaining a drive that began at the 32-yard line where Klinger fumbled a punt. That's number 12, Matt Klinger. And it was recovered by Jeff, and they have now moved the ball down to the 9-yard line. First down and goal to go at the 9. The ball resting just over the 10-yard line. The nose of the ball right at the 9. Merriweather was the runner on the play. There's a handoff again to Merriweather right up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, a 9-yard run. Boy, he went right through there. He was not going to be denied. About 3 people got a hand on him, but it was Mike Merriweather going on a 9-yard blast right up the left side to tie the ball game at 6-all, and Tom Behringer, number 8, will come in and try to put the Red Devils out in front of this ball game, out in front for the first time. They're ready. Here comes the snap. Puts it down by Settles. There goes the kick. Right through the uprights. And Behringer's kick is good, and it goes to 7-6. Jeff leads it. We'll be back with more after this break. This is Indiana High School football right here on Cablevision. Short kick coming up, taken by Raymond. He fumbles the ball but picks it up. Cuts back, and he cuts his back to the left side and picks up another 4 yards before he's finally dropped at about the 34-yard line. In on the tackle, number 32, Mahana Clark, on the special kickoff teams for Jeffersonville. So it's first down, 10 yards to go as the Pioneers of Providence now trying to come back as they are trailing in the ball game for the first time. Number 28, Charles Hicks, now in there at linebacker, calling the defensive signals for the Demons. God. Whew. Cullen brings the Pioneers out as receivers split to the near side. A rush put on. There's the short pass, comes out to Raymond. He catches it, and he gets out almost to the 40-yard line where he's brought down at the 39. The tackle by number 28, Charles Hicks. Picked up about 5 yards on the play, make it second down and 5 yards to go for the Pioneers. Sean Colin, number 7, going all the way at quarterback for the Pioneers. Again, splits a receiver to the near side of the field. Colin going back. He's in the grasp and full to the turf. Let's see who was in on that one. Number 42, Mike Duvall. 6'2", 216-pound senior. He's a meanie. A good, tough defensive end. And Duvall got into the backfield, did not allow Colin to get to the outside, contained him, grabbed a hold of the shirt, and that was it. Put the stop on him. One of the Jeff coaches on the field as the first quarter ends. Jeff leads at 7-6. Back with more after this message. This is Indiana High School football right here on Insight Cablevision. They give the ball on the handoff to Matt Klinger, number 12, who tries the left side coming from his wideout position. Colin on the handoff. While we were away for the break, the Jeff cheerleaders were throwing little red and white footballs up into the stadium, into the stands for the fans, and one of the cheerleaders threw one of them completely over the press box out into the street. Coach Ware should have turned around and looked at that one. Might have had another passer on his hand. Back in punt formation now, Rosenberger gets it. A short one coming up to about the 42. They let it hit, and it's picked up, and the ball carrier dropped right in his tracks by number 85, Todd Rieger. Looked like Jermaine Ross, who took a chance on that one. Boy, they were less than 2 steps away from him when he put his hands on that ball. Just underway here in the second quarter of play. Jeff leads in the ball game by the slimmest of margins, 7-6. As Settles moves his backs around, goes back. Here's the pitch out coming to Kevin Gales. He goes to the left side, and he's stopped there by number 85, and a flag on the play, a pickup on the play of about 2 yards. The official now talking about number 33. Something happened between number 33, Scott Murphy. May have been a crackback block. And a clipping penalty. They had someone down the field that came back on number 33, Scott Murphy, excuse me. And that'll move it back to the 29-yard line. Make it second down and 20 yards to go. Second and 20, second and 21. Well, one's saying 25, one's saying 20. About 21, 22 yards to go for second down. There's a hand up. Oh, there's a screen pass out to the right. Getting good protection. Uh-oh, there's a flag. It looks like a good one, and oh, did he put a head down. Number 21, Kevin Gale, saw he was going to get tackled, and he absolutely put his head down and met one of the Pioneer defenders head on and knocked him backwards, but not before they stopped him. However, there was a flag in the backfield. Rusty Settles indicating over to the Jeff bench a holding penalty, so the whole thing goes for naught as they'll bring it back and tack on a... Well, they're indicating a clipping penalty on that one. Settles indicated to the bench it was holding, but the officials said clipping. Boy, they set that one up beautifully.
Yes, they did.
As they isolated Gales over there on the right side, had three blockers out in front. He let the blocking form in front of him, chose his spot, and then moved it up across midfield. But, boy, they're going to move it back now, and instead of being in Providence territory, Jeff is now back at their own 11-yard line. Second down and whole bunches of yards to go. Somewhere in the vicinity of 30 yards to go, maybe even more than that. The official scoreboard says, the scoreboard, not official, says 30. That's close enough for government work. Settles, sets the squad. He's back, he's passing. Jermaine, no, Griffiths has it. He gets it up the 42-yard line, the 38-yard line, and Griffiths is going down the side, being chased by Klinger. Is he going to go? He goes across the goal line. Beautiful. An 89-yard pass play from Rusty Settles to Bruce Griffiths. And there's that big play that we talked about, that you talked about, Paul Falkenstein, that Jeffersonville came up with.
Well, that's right, and that was a big play, particularly for the conditions, and it looks like Bill Ware is going to make good on his promise to you, regardless of the weather, to throw the ball 10 times tonight.
10:19 of the second quarter of play. Bruce Griffiths, as we mentioned, a semifinalist in the National Merit Scholarship Contest. The only one, as a matter of fact, from the athletes from Jeff. There's the kick by Behringer, no good, off to the right. And the score remains at 13-6. Jeffersonville leads it in the second quarter of play. Back with more. This is Indiana High School football right here on Cablevision. About the 25-yard line, taken there by Raymond, trying the left-hand side, and he's run out of bounds as he crosses the 30-yard line, where the Pioneers of Providence will put it in play. First down, 10 yards to go, trailing now the ball game by a 13-6 score. A shocker, an 89-yard pass play from Rusty Settles to Bruce Griffiths. A good lead on that pass. Boy, Griffiths took that one, and he was just absolutely out in front. And he took it on the dead run. Klinger, number 12, chased him down the sideline, had a chance to get him. He got a hand on him, but Griffiths shook him off and took it on in the end zone. He was tackled as he crossed the goal line, but he had already broken the plane, so Jeff scored. 9:53 to remaining in the first half of play as they send the man in motion to the near side. That's number 30, Sean Otto, and a flag, delay of game. That's what it is. Too much time, delay of game. So the Pioneers now pick up a penalty. Make it first and 15 yards to go. The ball now back at the 28-yard line. They break the huddle. They split Klinger, Matt Klinger, number 12, to the far side of the field, and 28 Stemler, Mark Stemler, to the near side. In motion comes Hughes. There's a pass short. Klinger tried to pull it up off the ground, couldn't make it. The pass was low, couldn't handle it. The motion man that time, I'm sorry, number 85, Rieger. Colin, spelled C-O-L-I-N, just like a semicolon. Did a good job up at Mitchell as a running back. In fact, he was the leading ground gainer, I believe, for the Pioneers in that ball game. But tonight, head coach Gene Sartini has him in as the starting quarterback. He's going all the way in the ball game so far. We'll get a check on his stats at halftime. Again, Stemler comes to the near side. Matt Klinger goes to the far side and in motion. Comes a man to the near side. There's just winding up and letting it fly. And there he is behind the Jeff defenders, number 12, Klinger. And finally bringing him down, number 35, Bobby Schaefer, and a flag on the play. And they're going to call it against Jeff, I'm sure. The official was right on top of the play. It was an infraction after the penalty. Kent Blunk, number 50, coming out now to discuss the matter with the officials. They're explaining to him his options. Unsportsmanlike conduct. More than likely, someone said something to the official after the play was over.
Well, Klinger took a vicious hit, but it was a legitimate hit.
Oh, legitimate hit. I didn't see anything wrong with that.
In fact, it gained him another 5 yards.
The flag was not thrown until the play was dead. Oh, and they're calling it against Providence now. Now let's see what they call it. Against Providence. Interesting. An interesting call. They still get the completion of the play, but the ball, it goes backwards. A dead ball, that's why.
Yes.
Dead ball foul, so it goes back to the 44-yard line. Good completion to Matt Klinger. As Colin led him, he didn't quite lead him far enough, just a little bit short, but Klinger was behind the defense, and that's the thing I mentioned early in the ball game. You can get behind Jeff's defense. It's been done many times this year. Colin, he didn't get away with it that time. Mike Duvall is right there to bring him down, and another flag goes up. And they're pointing at number 53 for Jeff, Josh Harden. They'll talk to,
I think it's against Pioneers.
Well, they're talking to Kent Blunk again. Now they have a Jeff player in discussing it.
Well, thus far in terms of penalties, the play has been as sloppy as the weather tonight.
Perhaps even sloppier.
Yes,
the field looks pretty good. The penalties look terrible.
Both teams heavily penalized. Another dead ball foul.
Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike, and goes against Providence again. Oh, they're calling it a double foul, negating the entire play. But the ball will be placed where the man was caught behind the line of scrimmage, so make it second down, about 31 yards to go for the first down. In fact, they've got to get it down to the 19-yard line just to get a first down, and the ball is right now at midfield. The nose of the ball just touching the stripe on the Providence side of the field. Providence has its work cut out. The motion man, 85, Rieger. They give it to Raymond. The left side, he tries. He finds a hole. He's got an opening. He's going to go the whole way, is he? And he's finally brought down for the first down inside the 10-yard line. Well, they needed 31 yards. He came up with about 33.
That's the Pioneers' initial first down of the game, I believe, Gil.
Brian Raymond taking it from midfield, a 33-yard run. Puts the Pioneers back in position where they can score. Not too often that you get a running play out behind the Jeff defenders, but that time they did. Raymond putting on a nice burst of speed, cutting to the outside just at the right time, and then roaring down the sidelines for a good gain. Colin on the handoff. They go to the right side. He stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Make it second down and about 8 yards to go for the touchdown. Charles Hicks in on the tackle for Jeffersonville, number 28. Providence would do well to score here. Timeout being called by the Pioneers. So with the score 13-6, Jeffersonville leading it here in the second quarter of play. We'll take another timeout. This is Indiana High School football on Inside Out, an opening. He's going to take it, and he dives forward, crosses the 5-yard line down to the 4-yard line. He was hit and dropped by number 45 for Jeffersonville. That's Greg Stumbler. But Colon had the forward motion, took him down inside the 5-yard line to the 4-yard line, make it third down, 4 yards to go. Jeff's now faced with a 2-down goal line stand to try to prevent Providence from breaking that goal line. What a great time to call Pizza King and order a pizza for the family for tonight on this Saturday evening that you're watching the ball game. Coming to you on a tape delay by courtesy of the folks at Inside Cablevision and all of our sponsors. Stemler split to the near side is in motion. Colon sends a man, broken play, couldn't find a player back there. He tried to get inside, and he was stopped right at the line of scrimmage at the 4-yard line. Make it fourth down, 4 yards to go for the touchdown. As Colon came back into the backfield, looked as if he was looking for someone to hand off. No one was there. He turned and tried to make it back into the end zone, but he was stopped right at the goal line. Now coming in, Rob Rosenberger with a tee in his hand. And a timeout's called very quickly by number 30, Sean Otto, just in case. He didn't want to lose ground on this play. We'll keep it right here during this timeout. Paul, this has been a much closer ball game than anyone thought it would be, at least at this point in the game.
Well, that's true, Gil. And quite honestly, I didn't think it would be this close. Providence has got a gutsy, determined squad this year, but they haven't played the caliber of competition that Jeff has. And unlike past Providence squads, they've just tended to eke out those victories over other small schools their first 3 games of the season. And most of the scoring has been set up by the defense or brought about by the defense. I really thought Jeff would dominate. Really, the only thing that's dominated thus far has been the big plays and the penalties for both sides.
Precisely. Well, the officials indicate that time is back in. Cullen will be at the 11-yard line where he'll hold for Rosenberger. Don't be surprised to see a fake on this one. But I would say Providence has to score. Cullen puts it down, and they put it right through the upright. So with 6:41 remaining in the second quarter of play, Rosenberger scores on an 11-yard field goal and brings the Pioneers back within 4 points. 13-9, Jeff leads it. Back with more. This is Indiana High School football on Cablevision. Cards moving it back to about the 35-yard line, where they'll try to kick off again. Providence scoring at 6:41 on a field goal by Rob Rosenberger. An 11-yard kick. All set up by a beautiful 33-yard run from midfield by Brian Raymond just prior to that to give them the first down. They made 3 attempts, got it down to the 4-yard line, but were unable to push it across. Rosenberger came in, put the toe to the ball, and got the field goal, and Providence climbs back within 4.
Like you, Gil, I was expecting a fake, too. I really was surprised Providence went for the field goal.
Kevin Gales, number 21, and number 18, Jermaine Ross, deep for Jeffersonville, standing at about the 15-yard line as Rosenberger. Jeff Bannett again, his check man. There's a better kick by Rosenberger, sending Ross back to the 8-yard line and straight up the field. Jermaine comes out to about the 35, crosses the 35. They're going to mark it just across the 35-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go for Jeff. And at the bottom of that pile, number 30, Sean Otto for Providence. on that kick. A nice kick by Rosenberger down to the 8-yard line and bringing it out to the 35, so a return of about 27 yards. First down, 10 yards to go. Rusty Settles, the senior quarterback, slots his Merriweather to the right side. There's a handoff right up the middle to Andrews. He brings it out across the 45 to about the 48-yard line, the 47, before he's finally brought down by a couple of Providence defenders. Number 28, Mark Stemler, taking the brunt of that thrust by Andrews. And it's good enough for the first down as Andrews just blasted up the left side of that offensive line of Jeffersonville and would not be denied until he got it out near the midfield stripe. Jermaine Ross set in tight with that offensive line. There's a fumble and a pickup. Let's see how they call it. Going to be second down right at the line of scrimmage. Falling on the ball, number 3, Griffiths. Number 3, Bruce Griffiths, recovering that fumble, so make it second down, 10 yards to go for Jeff. As Settles missed the handoff. Looked like Robert Hanley got involved in that play somehow, perhaps knocked it out of Settles' hand on the handoff. There's Merriweather on a reverse. He gets away and down across the midfield stripe. Finally stopped by number 33, Scott Murphy, and number 30, Sean Otto, but not before he got the ball into Providence territory, making it third down and about 5 yards to go for the first down. An infraction, a flag on the play, and head coach Gene Sartini waving across, holding on the part of Jeff, so they're going to move it back now. Go from the line of scrimmage. It'll go back to the 37-yard line. Second down, about 19, 20 yards to go for the first down.
That's over 60 yards thus far in penalties against Jeffersonville.
We're not even done with the first half yet.
6 penalties for the Red Devils, or for the Red Pride. One of them, the offsetting penalty with Providence earlier.
There's the handoff right up the middle to Andrews, and he goes nowhere. There's a flag on a late hit. They're going to charge Rob Rosenberger with a late hit on that one. Andrews was hit down on the ground at the 38-yard line, and 2 Pioneers had him on the ground, and Rosenberger came over the top. And not quite a spear, but awful close to it. And they're going to walk off 15 yards against Providence for this one. So it'll be second down and 5 remaining. Personal foul. And the ball now goes back to the 48-yard line. Second and 5.
A lot of ground has been covered on this particular series.
4:49 on the clock. There's the second man through, Gales, and he just absolutely tried to run over one of the Pioneers out there defensively on the end. They didn't catch the jersey number. Number 12, Matt Klinger, I believe. Gales tried to run him down. He got a couple of feet on him, but I don't think he got much on the play. Pickup of about 2, maybe 1 on the play. Make it third down and 2 yards, 3 yards to go for the first down. 13-9, Jeff leads it. Settles on the reverse to Merriweather. He's caught in the backfield, and good play defensively by number 85, Todd Rieger, as he stayed right with him, chasing Merriweather across the line. Merriweather coming back against the grain of the flow of the play, original flow of the play. Didn't get much help blocking out in front. But coming from behind, Todd Rieger rode him all the way. Fourth down, 1 yard to go. 3:27. More than likely, Jeff's going to try it. They better hurry. Smith comes out. Settles comes out. Here's the call. Settles goes back, hands it off to Merriweather, and no problem. He got it down inside the 40, down to about the 36-yard line, easily for the first down, and Merriweather just put his head down and pulled his way forward. What a powerful set of legs on that young man. A great asset to the Jeffersonville sports program, Mike Merriweather. First and 10 from the 36-yard line of Providence. 3 minutes, 9 seconds remaining, first half of play. As Settles going back to pass. Wide open, he's caught behind the line. He gets the pass away, it's complete to Andrews. Let's see how far he gets, down inside the 15 to about the 13. That was awful close. I thought he was already falling to the ground, but he got the pass away, and wide open at about the 26-yard line was Andrews. Andrews just took it forward and picked up another first down for Jeffersonville as the ball goes down to about the 13-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go for the Red Devils. First down, 13 yards to go for another score. And they would sit well if they could score in this final 2.5 minutes of the ball game that remain. Settles, hands off right up the middle. Goes Kevin Gales. Brings it down to about the 8-yard line. A pickup on the play of about 5 yards. Second down and 5 to go for the first down. 8 yards to go for the touchdown.
Gil, by way of clarification, I thought I'd been hearing you call the ball carrier the last several times Andrews, and I was frantically trying to find an Andrews I didn't know about.
Williams.
Squad. Andrew Williams.
Andrew Williams.
Okay.
Good. I think I used to know a William Andrews. I did. It's a pass to the left side to Jermaine Ross. He gets down near the goal line to about the 2-yard line. And it's enough for the first down, I believe it is. That'll make it first down and goal to go for the Red Devils. I'm sure that play was designed for a touchdown play, but I think Jeff will take the first down. That'll give him 4 tries to get it into the end zone. What they might try to concentrate on right here, well, they better get it in. I'm going to say eat up a little bit of clock, but that distance away from the goal line, don't bother with that. Maybe take some long counts. Settles, hands off to Kevin Gales right into the middle of the line. Touchdown. Minute 29 remaining in the ball game in the first half of play. And Kevin Gales on a 2-yard run puts Jeff up now by a score of 19-9. And Tom Berenger on the field having a poor night for him. He's missed 2 out of 3 on the conversions. Consistently over the year, though, Berenger's not going to miss that many. There's the spot. There's the kick. It is good. And Jeff runs their lead to 11 points, 20-9. Back with the kickoff after this. This is Indiana High School football right here on Inside.
Boy, they've had trouble on that Providence on receiving that kickoff all night, Gil.
They have, Paul, on that kickoff by Berenger went down to about the 15-yard line. Raymond, the receiver on it, fumbled the ball back to the 11.
Got a flag.
Finally picked it up and started upfield, but a flag on the play, and Providence is already moving back. Look for a clip on that play. That's the call. So that's going to put the ball back around inside the 10-yard line, probably at about the 7. Well, they'll mark it right at the 7-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go for Providence. And we want to correct our statement earlier. Berenger is 2 of 3. We were looking at the wrong chart, and we're counting one of Providence's attempts in the extra point area. So Berenger is 2 of 3 on the night. 20-9, Jeff leads it as they try a man up the middle, a fumble on the ball. Jeff recovers. 44, Raymond, the bottom of that pile, the ball carrier, and Jeff recovers, and they make another break as they've got exactly 1 minute and 1 second Now with the ball on the 7-yard line, first down and goal to go for Jeff.
And for a game that until just a few minutes ago had been played awfully close to even, if Jeff is able to push this one across, they'll take decisive control.
Settles, brings him out, sets his team. There's the pitch up, back, goes to Merriweather, and he goes in. Mike Merriweather wasted no time with 39 seconds remaining in the first half of play. After the fumble, took it 8 yards into the end zone and runs the score to 26-9. And I believe, Paul, what you're starting to see on the field is the Pioneer squad that is going both ways, finally getting a bit tired out there. Jeff's just too many men for them. Here's the put down. Behringer puts the toe up, splits the uprights, and it's now 27-9. Jeff out in front. Back with more after this pause. This is Indiana High School football right here on Cablevision. Along with Cardwell, number 36, Jerry Cardwell. So first down, 10 yards to go, exactly a half a minute remaining in the ball in the first half of play in the ball game for Providence. They'll have the ball in their own territory at their own 34-yard line. And I don't think they'll lose too much here, Paul, if they take a gamble and try some passing.
No, with the time remaining, but it doesn't look like they're too anxious to gamble. They're letting the clock run.
Now going back in what appears to be punt formation now, Rosenberger. They dropped the ball to the near man, the up man, Cullen. He just fell on the ball. And that's what they decided to do. Rather than take a chance on losing the ball, they'll just down it right there and let the half run out. 27-9, Jeffersonville leads it at the halftime. The teams go to the locker room. We'll have some ceremonies at halftime on this homecoming night here at Jeffersonville's Blair Field. The teams have compiled, and probably in both locker rooms at halftime, the coaches decided to discuss it with the troops, because if the game should go into a tight game, which it doesn't appear that it's going to right now, but if it should, one of those penalties could hurt somebody in the long run.
I do want to correct one thing on the penalties. I think I said Providence had 50 yards. They had 58 yards in penalties. Not a big difference, but we'll try to keep as accurate.
What was the word you used to describe Jeff's passing attack tonight in the first half?
I thought it was very respectable.
Oh, respectable,
and,
okay.
And that's probably not even
that's
praiseworthy enough term for 80% completion.
That's probably the understatement of the year as far as an 80% completion goes for a high school quarterback. Behringer comes forward, gets a good toe of the ball, and drives Raymond back to the 7-yard line, slips and falls, drops the ball, and the official says okay. He moves upfield out to about the 15, and he's piled under by a swarm of Red Devils. Let's see as they get off the pile at the bottom. Number 28, Charles Hicks, and number 32, Mahana Clark. Mahana Clark doing good coverage work on the special teams for Jeffersonville. Quickly down the field with all that blazing speed of his, and right at the ball carrier. First down, 10 yards to go for the Pioneers. The ball on their own 16-yard line. As we are underway in the second half of play, the opening minutes of the third quarter, Jeff leading at 27-9. Sean Cullen going all the way for Providence, gets it off to Brian Raymond, and he tries the right side for about 9 yards out to about the 25-yard line. A good run by Raymond, finally brought down in there by number 33, Paul Sheffield. Sheffield coming up from his linebacker position to put the hit on. Second down, 1 yard to go for the first down.
By the way, that was a great effort on that run back, the young man, to avoid downing the ball. He stuck his forearm down and kept his knee off the ground.
Well, you know what he did? He set the ball down and kept his balance, then picked the ball back up, which is, there's no problem there. It's a fumble. He picked up his own fumble. There's that lateral, an option, a double. Oh, and it didn't work this time. In fact, it ended up worse than before, because they lateraled the ball back to Raymond, who then threw it across field on a legal lateral to Sean Cullen. He looked downfield, but he was smothered by a couple of Jeff defenders who were on top of the play. None of the receivers downfield were open either. That added to the Providence problem. And Ron Wilson, former colleague of mine, handing out goodies, non-caloric goodies for the press crew up here in press row. I don't know where he got them.
Are you sure they're non-caloric?
Well, that's what he said. Raymond takes the ball on a sweep around the right side. Raymond getting the call on the ground attack now as the Pioneers try to pick up the first down. Brings it back out to the 25-yard line. They're still a short, about a yard. Going to make it 4th down and 1 yard to go.
He just made up what they lost on the play before.
Well, they lost it back to about the original line of scrimmage. So now Providence will go in punt formation as Rosenberger, number 5, standing on his own 11-yard line, will get a chance to put a toe on the ball. He gets it off. High kick coming down to about the 42-yard line, taken by Ross. He starts to come to the right side. He's coming down the line, picks up a couple of blocks, puts his shoulder down, knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line by number 65, once again, Scott Cooley. I like Scott Cooley. He does a great job defensively for the Pioneers. He's not big. He's 5'10", 160 pounds. There's not much meat on those bones.
All these Pioneers are accustomed to playing 20 pounds heavier and 5 inches taller than they actually are. They have to in order to perform the way they do.
To compete. In the wishbone now, flanker split. Now they go into a pro set with number 43, Brad Borden. There's a handoff. Kevin Gales coming down the right side. Has he got the time? The rim. Stemler runs him down finally at about the 13, 12-yard line. And a good run by Kevin Gales. And he takes it down inside Providence territory to the 12-yard line. First down. 10 yards to go for the first down, 12 yards to go for the touchdown for Jeffersonville as the Red Devils continue to put the pressure on the rapidly tiring Pioneers of Providence. Settles. Handoff right up the middle to number 31, Andrew Williams. And Williams, 9 minutes and 2 seconds here in the third quarter of play. Goes from the 12-yard line into the end zone, untouched till he got to the goal line. And took it over. Tom Berenger will try the extra point. Settles to hold. Here's the snap. Good snap. Down. Up goes, and it's good. And it's now 34-9. Is that correct? 27, yes. 34-9. Jeff leads it. Back with more Indiana High School football. This is Inside Cablevision with Indiana High School football. Had trouble handling it, and as he tried to gain control of the ball, his knee touched the ground, and the official immediately signaled the ball was down at that point, so Providence has it at their own 14-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Here's a handoff coming right up the middle on a little counter play by number 12, Matt Klinger, taking the handoff from Collin. He gets it out to about the 18-yard line. Second down and 6 yards to go for the first down. Pioneers trying to come back from a 34-9 deficit now. We are in the third quarter of play, 8 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Jeff with a 4-man front, 3 linebackers, couple of cornerbacks, and Cardwell and Schaefer roving around in their free safeties in their safety positions. There's a good run by Brian Raymond. Boy, good open field running and a good open field tackle finally by number 35, Bobby Schaefer, but not before number 44, Brian Raymond, picked up the yardage necessary for the first down, bringing it out to the 28-yard line. For Providence, Third first down of the ball game, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Paul?
That's correct, and we didn't mention that at halftime. They only had 2 first downs in the first half. That's their third. Jeff had 9.
Tony Campbell split wide to the near side, and Stemler to the far side as Matt Klinger goes in motion. A long pass by Cullen. It's over the head of the receiver. A interference call is going to go against, looks like number 28, or is that 18? That's 18, Jermaine Ross. He tripped up the intended receiver, Stemler. I don't think it was intentional, but nonetheless, it was interference, and it'll go against the Red Devils. So they'll pick up a first down as they mark it from the 28 out to about the 43-yard line. Is that where they're going to put it? Exactly, on the 43-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. The Pioneers pick up a first down the hard way, handed to them by Jeff on the interference call against Jermaine Ross. He got tangled up in Mark Stemler's feet. Sean Cullen. Handoff goes to Raymond. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and almost a fumble in there, but quickly back onto the ball. No gain. Second down, 10 yards to go. William Andrews scoring on a 12-yard run here in the third quarter of play has put Jeff out in front, 34-9. Gil Doherty along with Paul Falkenstein, our cameraman, the excellent work of Kevin Matthews being displayed on your television screen right now. Assisted ably by Maria Totten. In motion. Cullen rolling to the right, puts the ball out there, and Matt Klinger was running before he caught the ball. The ball was between the 1 and the 2 on his jersey, but he couldn't hold on to it. And it fell to the ground harmlessly. An incomplete pass. Third down, 11 yards to go. He lost a yard on the previous play. Defensive captain, number 28, Charles Hicks, looking over at the Jeff bench. Paul Falkenstein licks the chocolate off his fingers.
Good cupcakes that our friend brought us.
Is the cupcake the quarterback? Or the honey bun? Here comes Matt Klinger in motion to the near side. Cullen goes back. He's got to get rid of it, and he's hit back in the backfield and fumbled, and let's see, did they get it? No.
I think the whistle was blown first.
Providence recovered it. Hit back by Jeff Fleece. Jeff Fleece, number 6. Fleece is a 6'2", 185-pound junior. He was listed as offensively as a quarterback, but going to make it fourth down and about 20 yards to go. Jeff Fleece was the escort for junior Molly Muffler in the homecoming Queens Court. Rosenberger back on his own 18-yard line, moves forward, gets a good line drive kick. Coming down to Jermaine Ross at the 36-yard line, and his feet went right out from under him as he tried. No, it was Jermaine Ross. It was Ross, and he was hit out there immediately by, I believe, number 28, Mark Stemler. Good coverage on the play by Stemler. Pretty difficult to get down the field and cover a kick that is so low. But Stemler did it, and Ross added to his own problems by losing his footage. So Jeff takes it. First down, 10 yards to go. 5:42 remaining. Third quarter of play is number 60, Sean Smith, breaks the huddle and comes out and settles his team in. There's a handoff to Kevin Gales. Tries the right side. Gets away from one blocker. Finally driven out of bounds into the feet of the Providence, into the feet of the Jeffersonville bench. Number 12, Matt Klinger. Number 50, Kent Blunk, driving Gales out of bounds at about the 40. Where are they going to mark it? They're going to mark it at about the 44-yard line. Make it second down, about a long one to go for the first down. Make it 2 yards. Wishbone again. There's the handoff to the first man through, and that was number 31, William Andrews, I believe. It was. The 6-foot, 187-pound junior took the quick handoff from Settles, blasted right up the middle across midfield down to the 44-yard line of Providence, where the Red Devils will have it now. First down, 10 yards to go. Andrews, Gale, Merriweather handling the running chores for Jeffersonville. There's a handoff now to Mohana Clark, who's just come into the ball game offensively for the first time for Jeffersonville. He gets it down across the 40 to about the 39-yard, a pickup of 5 yards on the play. Dustin White now coming in. White wearing number 1 on his jersey, a 5'5", 165-pound stockily built like a little fire plug. Dustin White, a senior runner. And flags all over the place as someone in that Jeff backfield moved, I believe, before the snap. And flags all over. I believe every flag on the field was thrown. Looked like daisies flying all over the field, Paul.
That it did. Well, the rain brings them out, right?
But that's in April and May. This is September. Speaking of September, you know, what's today's date? The 16th?
16th.
We're about 2 months away from 2 months and a couple of days away from the opening game of the 1988-89 high school basketball season.
Absolutely correct.
Something to look forward to. Settles, hands off to the left side, right up the middle. Oh, is that Dustin White? He runs like Dustin White. And it was Dustin White taking the ball down to the 30-yard line. Good run by White. About a 14-yard gain on that one is good for the first down. Dustin White, he had a great game against Evansville Rights out at the Pocket City in last year's playoff game that was contested out at the Rights Bowl.
He's an explosive runner, just explodes to the line.
There's a busted play, and flags are flying all over the place. David Buskill was in the Jeffersonville backfield. Illegal procedure on the part of the Demons. So they'll lose 5, make it first down, 15 yards to go for the first down. The nose of the ball resting on the Providence side of the 35-yard line. Head coach Bill Ware not making too many substitutions yet at this point. The first substitutes are coming into the backfield for Jeffersonville with Clark and White in there. Settles. Up. There's another flag, and that one was Mohana Clark, who went too soon. He broke from the backfield. Clark got the carry, but he also guilty of the infraction. Came off that ball just a split second too soon. It'll be another infraction. It'll move it back another 5 yards, make it first down and 20 yards to go if they accept the play, which I'm sure they will. Providence right now has got to keep them back. The ball now resting just inside the 40-yard line of Providence. First down, 20 to go. And the Red Devils will try it once again. Settles up to the line in the wishbone, split wide to the near side. In motion, number 43, that's Brad Borden. Settles going back, setting up the pass, gets it out to Kevin Gales, and Gales goes against Stumler. He goes against Rosenberger, and he goes nowhere as they drag him down at about the 32, 31-yard line. The pass was successful. They picked up some of their yardage back, make it about second down and 16 to go for the first down. And once again, Jeffersonville converting on the pass play. Is that 5 of 6, Paul?
That's 5 of 6, exactly. And the thing is that ball was just slightly underthrown. Had it not been, the receiver had time, I believe, and some open field. He had a good shot at picking up that first down. Did a good job, I thought, of holding on to it, because coming back with the slippery footing, I thought it was going to go off his fingertips
and
down below.
Slightly low.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in motion comes Kevin Gales. to the near side. Back goes Settles again. Looking. Got a receiver open, and Stumler toes the line right at the 25-yard line and run out of bounds at that point. They'll mark it right just short of the 25-yard line. So number 3, Bruce Griffiths, on the receiving end of that one. Did I say Stumler? Stemler?
Yes.
Stumler? Bruce Griffiths, number 3.
His second reception of the evening. The first being that 89-yard touchdown bomb.
Third down. About 5 yards to go for the Demons. There's a draw to Kevin Gales right up the middle. He picks up about a yard on the play, just gets the nose of the ball over the 25-yard line down to about the 24. Fourth down and 5 yards to go for the first down, and Tom Berenger comes into the ball game, and I believe they're going to let him try a field goal. He'll be kicking the ball from about the 32-yard line. It's 10 yards from the goal line to the crossbars. So Berenger will have to put the ball in the air 42 yards just to clear the bars. They're lining up, 1:40 remaining in the third quarter of play. Settles takes the snap, puts it down. There's the kick. It's going to be just short, I believe. It was right on line, but a little bit short. I think he got a toe under that ball a little bit too far. Of course, you don't know who to blame on that when it's short like that, whether the placer or the kicker himself.
Well, then, too, we don't know what the wind conditions are on the field right now. We noticed that some of our reference charts were blown over just before that play by a gust of wind. There tries to go again, so it might be picking up a little bit on the field. I don't see any indication of that, but we're getting a little more gusting in through the windows here in the press box.
If anything, he would have gotten help on it because the flag is flying in that direction with the wind at about 10 to 12 miles per hour, roughly. That's an old trick, Paul. I'll have to explain that one to you later.
Okay.
Providence with the ball now. Colin fakes the handoff, throws the pass upfield. He gets his receiver, completes it at the 27-yard line to Stemler, I believe, number 28. Hit on the defensive coverage by number 18, Jermaine Ross for the Red Devils. Second down, 3 yards to go for the first down for the Pioneers. 34-9, Jeff leads it as the clock goes down to the 1 minute mark here in just a couple of ticks. There it goes, the 1 minute left in the third quarter of plays. Number 22, Tony Campbell, comes split to the near side of the field. Colin, hand off quickly right up the middle to Brian Raymond. He brings it out across the 30-yard line into first down territory at about the 33-yard line. They're going to mark it at the about the 32-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Clock continues to run as number 44, Todd Bale, who's been out with an injury, is back playing, and he comes to the sidelines. Seems to be upset about something. Threw his helmet down and came over to the bench, and he's stewing back there. There's a runner, number 12, Brian Raymond, the ball carrier. He slipped and fell. Back behind the line of scrimmage, make it second down, about 14 to go for the first down. The ball now at the 28-yard line of Providence. Pioneers now having a problem in getting some offense generated. And there's the end of the third quarter of play. Jeff leads at 34-9. Back with the final 12 minutes of play after this timeout. This is Indiana High School football right here on Inside Cablevision. Falkenstein, Jeff leads at 34-9. We're just about ready for the beginning of the final quarter of play in this ball game tonight. Rain fell on the field for several hours prior to the beginning of the ball game tonight, but since the opening kickoff, we've had little, if any, rain at all on the field, and appears to be a fairly good surface, although there has been some slippage on the part of some of the players. Colin has got behind the line of scrimmage on a good tackle by number 34 and number 54. That's Freeman McGowan, the nose guard, and number 54 would be Jay Thomas for Jeffersonville. A loss on the play. takes it back to the 23-yard line, make it 2nd down and 20 yards to go for the first down. Excuse me, 3rd down and 20 yards to go for the first down. Head coach Gene Sartini going all the way with Sean Colin as the quarterback tonight. Colin looked to be another busted play. Tried to hand off to Brian Raymond, and Raymond was past him into the Jeff line, so Colin took it upon himself to try to run the ball. Got nowhere, got back, give him about a half a yard, maybe up to the 24-yard line. 4th down at about 19 yards to go as Rob Rosenberger comes in, and Jeff sends Bobby Schaefer and number 18, Jermaine Ross. Schaefer number 35, Ross number 18, back in formation to receive the kick. Ross now standing at Jeff's 42-yard line. Bobby Schaefer right at the 45 as Rosenberger is on his own 10-yard line. Here's the snap. It's high. And flags go up. Rosenberger gets it off the side of his foot, comes out to Schaefer at the 47-yard line, right down the side, puts his head down, gets down past the 45-yard line of Providence, and is driven out of bounds finally by number 72 for Providence. That's Brent Tate. What was the infraction on the field? Jeffersonville asked about the position. They'll take it right where it is, I believe. Illegal procedure on the part of the Pioneers, but the decision made by Jerry Cardwell, we'll take it right where it is. It's good field position. 1st down, 10 yards to go for Jeff, and they're going to spot that ball at about the 46-yard line of Providence. Make it to 47. Dustin White now into the backfield for Jeff, along with Settles. Bruce Griffiths having a good night. 89-yard pass for a touchdown. The Jeff tight end. Semi-finalist in the National Merit Scholarship Program. There's a handoff to Dustin White. Puts his head down and bowls forward, getting down to about the 30-yard line. And White is hard to bring down. He's built so low to the ground, it just drives with those legs. It's almost impossible for him to see with his head in the position that he puts it, but he ground out. Yardage almost to 1st down position. The ball is marked at the 31-yard line. They've got about, it is a 1st down. It is 1st down. They're moving the chains now. So 1st and 10 for Jeff on the 1st down pickup by Dustin White. Settles on the long count. Hands off quickly into the line goes White. He didn't get much more than about a yard on that play. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Paul, you started to say.
Well, White is so impressive the way he just explodes from the get-go. It's like he shot out of a cannon. He doesn't need that first 3 steps to get his momentum going. He just explodes, and he explodes even more once he gets to the line of scrimmage. Settles was on the way down being tackled when he handed off to White that previous time.
Settles on the option, flips it out. Oh, beautiful play on the part of Settles. He ran that one to perfection and into the end zone with a 31-yard run. Was number 21, Kevin Gales. 31 yards on the run. Kevin Gales takes it into the end zone, and Jeff increases their lead. It's now 40-9. And Tom Behringer is on the field for the extra point attempt. He's missed one tonight. Ball's down. There's the kick right through the middle, and the official didn't even blink an eye. He just put the 2 hands up.
Typical Behringer conversion, point after. In fact, most of his conversions are long enough to have made the field goal that he missed earlier in the game.
Exactly right. Jeff leads at 41-9. Back with more Indiana high school football right here. We don't need it? That's right. We don't need a break right now, so we'll keep it right here. Kevin, we're going to press you for time on that one. So Behringer now taking the ball down to the 40-yard line of Jeffersonville, where he'll kick off for the Red Devils. 9 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in this ball game, and I believe we can safely say that this one's pretty well out of reach as far as the Pioneers go. They put on a brave fight tonight, and they really scared the dickens out of the Red Devils in the beginning part of the ball game when they got first blood on a blocked kick that number 33, Scott Murphy, took into the end zone for a touchdown and put the Pioneers up on top. And it wasn't until just a minute and 17 remaining in the first quarter of play that Jeff finally got on the board and took the lead for good in the ball game. Behringer comes forward, toe meets ball, and he drives one back. Raymond going back to his 12-yard line, goes to the left side, finds a hole, hit once, gets away, and finally hit a second time. And he brings the ball out to the 34-yard line, where Providence will have it. First down, 10 yards to go. Number 59 for Jeffersonville. That's Matt Raymer, a 6-foot, 162-pound senior, in on the tackle, along with Paul Sheffield, number 33. So Providence has it. First down, 10 yards to go. There will be a presentation to the alignment of the game award by the KFC. There's a pass that's way, way short of the intended receiver, number 28. That's Mark Stemler.
Kind of a lame duck thrown down there. It was an interesting play, but the defense was right with the intended receiver, and good no call by the official. I'm not sure who collided with who, but they both went down, and neither had a chance to catch the ball. It was a good 7-8 yards behind them.
The ball was actually dead on the ground before they got to mixing it up, so there was no point in calling it. Cullen got his hand too far behind the ball, and in the forward thrust didn't get that point of the ball downfield, and when you do that, you actually send an end-over-end pass down the field. There's a quick handoff right up the middle to number 12, Matt Klinger, and he brings it out to about the 36-yard line. Make it third down, about 8 yards to go for the first down. The wear and tear on the Pioneers now showing dramatically here in the final quarter of play, as they just can't seem to generate the steam to move the ball against the much quicker and bigger Jeff defenders. Jeff now with a lot of the underclassmen in playing defense for the Red Devils. Back goes Colon. Good defense. Throws the short pass. He can't get it. Intended for Stemler once again, number 28. And the pass goes harmlessly to the grass, and Rob Rosenberger will come in to do the punting for the Pioneers. With the ball on the 36-yard line, he'll be standing back at about his own 22. Coming back deep for Jeff, number 5, that's Tony Rusk, and number 40, that's Tony Ellis.
Rosenberger's accounted for, personally, for all of Providence's scoring tonight.
High snap from center, but Rosenberg gets it, puts a nice spiral kick that drives Jeff's defenders back. Rusk takes it on about the 31-yard line, puts his head down, gets across the 35, and Jeff will have it. First down, 10 yards to go, with only 7:49 remaining here in the final quarter of play. Paul?
Well, it was an interesting game in the first half. As you say, Jeff has just worn Providence down, and that's one of the things that the Providence coaches were worried about. The rain causing it, they felt like it would aid the larger, stronger Jeffersonville players and wear their fellas out faster, and it seems to have taken its toll.
A lot of clean jerseys on the field now as Greg Gardner, number 10, takes over the quarterback duties. He hands off to the first man through the middle of the line. I believe that was still William Andrews. Let's see who gets up off the bottom of the pile. No, it's not William Andrews. It's number 30, Kevin Stanton.
It wasn't even Andrew Williams.
5'11", William Andrews. That guy was a close friend of mine years ago, and you know, you get a name in your head like that. Of course, I called Gardner Scott Gardner all week last week.
Well, just for the record, who was the runner on that play? Just
Andrew Williams.
Okay.
Sure was. Oh, there's a busted play as Gardner had to make hay with that one on his own. The intended receiver of the ball, I believe, was Mohana Clark, but he slipped and fell, and Gardner had the ball out there for him to pick up, and he didn't take it, so Gardner kind of bootlegged it around the left-hand side, and he lost yardage back to about the 35-yard line. 3rd down and 12 yards to go for the first down. And it goes to the first man through, but swarmed under by a host was Kevin Stanton, 5'11", 178-pound sophomore running back. And the kicking team now comes into the ball game as it goes to 4th down and about 7 yards to go for the first down. Must have been that antihistamine pill I took before I left home, Paul. Behringer back at his own 26-yard line. Ooh, almost had another one blocked by Murphy. Gets off a high kick, and number 12, Matt Klinger, took that ball, and Jermaine Ross timed one of the most vicious tackles I have seen all year. Klinger absolutely stopped dead in his tracks, and he had a full head of steam going when Jermaine Ross met him at the 40-yard line, and you could hear that one clear up here in the stands and probably out on Allison Lane, Paul.
Well, it was such a solid hit and occurring so quickly, just on the heels of the reception. Klinger had barely pulled the ball in. He did a tremendous job holding on to it. I'm amazed he didn't fumble.
That's called putting the shoulder to it, as Providence now has Rob Rosenberger in the quarterback. He's going to throw that ball. He puts it out there, and coming down with the pass, completing it. Boy, he took that away. See, the receiver on that was Mark Stemler, and he took that ball right out of the Jeff defender's hands. Good for a first down, as Rob Rosenberger on his first attempt of the night, his first job at quarterback, replacing Sean Colin, gets a 27-yarder off to Stemler, and they have a first down, 10 yards to go at the 32-yard line of Jeffersonville. Rosenberger has Brian Raymond, puts Sean Otto in motion. Here's a toss to the side to Stemler. He dropped the ball, and incomplete. The official calls it an incomplete pass. He was hit in there immediately by number 20. That's Ron Hunter, and Stemler having a few words with Hunter, but the official quickly moves them aside and apart so that nothing more will ensue.
I'm glad to see Stemler get up from that. He was down on a knee and doubled over when the defender came down on top of him, and that's an awful good position to tear some muscles or some joints.
Especially in a leg or a shoulder.
Absolutely.
You're very, very, very vulnerable. Split wide to the left side. Tony Campbell, number 22, to the near side. Number 28, Stemler in motion. Number 85, Rieger. As Rosenberger hands it off to Brian Raymond. Raymond getting good blocking downfield, and he takes it down inside the 20-yard line. No flags on the field. Good for another first down for Providence, down to about the 18-yard line. 19-yard line, they're going to mark it. First down, 10 yards to go for the Pioneers. 41-9. Jeff leads it with 4 minutes, 22 seconds remaining here in the ball game. The runner was Brian Raymond, number 44 on the play. Raymond did not see much action against Mitchell in the game we covered there. Rosenberger faking the handoff, throws short, gets it over to number 85, that's Todd Rieger, and he's hit in there by number 5, Tony Rusk. Now at the 13-yard line. Second down and about 5 yards to go for the first down. There's a fumble, and falling on it looked like Jeff. And Jeff recovers. the Red Devils will have possession of the ball. First down, 10 yards to go at their own 14-yard line. As Greg Gardner, the sophomore quarterback, brings his Red Devil team to the line. He hands it off to number 25. Don't even have a 25 listed for Jeffersonville now. Let's see if we can find the number when he turns around. There's no name on his back even, so we'll just have to give credit to number 25. He picks up about 4 yards on the play. The Lineman of the Game award will go to number 73 of Jeffersonville, Tony Garrett, as presented by the Knights of Columbus. Deputy Grand Knight Ron Wilson to make the presentation after the ball game. And our congratulations. Timeout on the play by Providence, with Jeff leading it by a 41-9 score. Just 2.5 minutes remaining in the contest. And Jeff, again, with a commanding lead. No doubt about the outcome of the ball game. It's just a matter of what the final score will be. Paul, I've always wondered, after a point early in the ball game where Jeff finally showed their dominance, what would happen if a coach would take it upon himself to take all the regulars out and just go with the second team, at least plan to go with the second team for the rest of the ball game? I'll put the regulars back in and play them pretty straight up for the rest of the game.
Well, it would be interesting, and I think that's pretty much, in a game like football requires so much coordination, that's pretty much what we've seen Jeff do in their last two games, tonight and last week against Bedford.
There's a handoff to the first man through on the left side of the Jeff offensive line. That's number 30, Kevin Stanton. And he picks up yardage out to about the 23-yard line. Third down and just 2 yards remaining for the first down. Mohana Clark, number 32, comes to the sidelines. Head coach Bill Ware going now with the wishbone formation. Gardner handing it off to number 19. That's Sean Dale, a 5'7", 152-pound sophomore. He got outside, but not far enough, as Providence did a good job of running down the line, covering that play. And the kicking team comes onto the field. Fourth down, 3 yards to go, as Jeff lost a yard on the play, and Tom Behringer will go back to about his own 6-yard line, make it the 7, where he'll kick it on 4th and 3. Providence with 2 men back to receive. Now they come up close to near the midfield stripe. Behringer is a high snap and a flag.
Procedure, I believe.
And Behringer gets it downfield and taken by number 22. Is that Tony Campbell, I believe, and a big hit put on him. Kevin Gales wrapping him to the ground along with Dustin White. So the Pioneers have it on their own 47-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. 1:06 remaining. Flag down on the play. Let's see what they're going to do with it. Probably will call it back and kick it over, I imagine. Just a chance. Next week, the Red Devils will go up to Jefferson County, Kentucky, to take on the Cubs of Madison.
Jefferson County, Indiana.
Jefferson County, Indiana. That's what I intended to say, Indiana, and I said Kentucky. I tell you, antihistamine did it.
I want some of those after a nice breakfast.
No, you don't want any of those. Nah, those pills have never affected me like this. Whew. First and 10. Now with the new quarterback, number 9. We'll pick up his name for you in a moment. A left-hander. He puts it down there. It flutters like a wounded duck. 2 Red Devils going after it. I don't think either one of them got it, so it's incomplete. Number 9, Chris Klinger, a 6 foot, 150-pound sophomore.
The 2 defenders got each other.
I believe they were responsible for knocking it out of each other's hands.
Right. And inflicting just a little bit of hurt probably on each other.
That's a case where they've got to have some verbal communication back and forth between them as to who's doing what to who. 44 seconds remaining as Chris Klinger brings his Pioneers up to the line. There's a handoff right up the middle. Goes to number 32, Brian Hellinger, a 5'2", 125-pound sophomore running back. And Hellinger brings it down inside the 40-yard line to about the 39. 27 seconds remaining as Chris Klinger puts a man in motion. Look for a pass on this play. Klinger going back. He's rushed in there, and they get him behind the line. He gets the pass away over the outstretched hands of his intended receiver, Brian Hellinger, and the pass goes for naught. The clock now down to 13 seconds, and on the incomplete pass, the clock stops. Time enough for one, possibly 2 plays in the ball game. Jeff with a 41-9 lead.
Well, at least Klinger, a good effort for him just to get the pass away to both stop the clock and prevent the loss.
I wasn't too far off. I mentioned to somebody today I figured the score to be somewhere around 40-7. Couldn't be that far off. There's a handoff on the left side. I believe it was Hellinger again. He gets it up inside the 40-yard line down to about the 38, and the clock is stopped as Providence, I believe, called a timeout. No, it's a first down. They stopped the clock for the measurement. They stopped the clock for the measurement. They got the first down, and now the Pioneers call a timeout, stopping the clock with just 7 ticks left to go.
Well, as a point of pride, the Pioneers would certainly like to get on the board one more time, finish what's been a disappointing evening, at least the second half of play, on a high note.
If you want to preserve the score and keep it as it is, your defense will be about a 2-2-2-5 with 5 men very, very deep, just to make sure nobody crosses the goal line.
You know, you were commenting earlier, what about putting the entire second team in as a body?
Right.
Football requires such intricate timing, cadence, and everything that we saw as the substitutes were starting to come in much earlier in the game. Just a change of 1 or 2 men in the backfield generated some procedure penalties for Jeffersonville.
But the second
we'll get back to that.
Okay. Here we go. The final, what appears to be the final play of the game. The runner is caught in the backfield as the clock winds down. 2-1-0. That's it. Jeff wins it by a 41-9 score. We'll be back with some discussion about the ball game, some stats, and hopefully talk to one of the coaches from Jeffersonville.